Everybody, Bryan Alvarez here on Wrestling Observer Live. We are here every day, Monday through Friday, noon Pacific 3 Eastern, Sundays 3 Pacific 6 Eastern, Saturday mornings with Jim Valley, 10 a.m. Pacific 1 Eastern, Sundays with Andrew Zarian, and it's Tuesday here on the show, and you know what that means? Well, we got Raw to talk about. There is an Elimination Chamber pay-per-view on Saturday, and maybe we'll have some predictions here on the show today. We got a lot coming up. Saturday is the WWE pay-per-view. And then the following weekend, if you're in the UFC, there's UFC pay-per-view on Saturday. And the AW pay-per-view next weekend is on Sunday, for those of you that are looking forward to that show. So we'll talk about the Dynamite lineup. We got a little time left for old Adam Copeland to take out the rest of those Death Riders. Plenty of shows, in fact. So we'll talk about that here today. Everything that went down on Raw leading to the Elimination Chamber, including a women's tag team title match, which headlined the show and was quite great. We'll tell you about that. And Smackdown ratings. The Rock is promised, and I guess he thinks this is like a positive, but more disruption. Oh, I can't wait for that. Can't wait. And we've also got yet another issue of a fan going to a female wrestler's house. Don't do this, everybody. Just don't. So we'll tell you about that. Carmela is done with WWE. Says she'll be in a podcast later on this week to provide more information. We'll talk about that. Rock working with Disney and plenty more. If you want to text us, 425-780-7566. That is 425-780-7566. F4WOnline@gmail.com is the email. F4WOnline Threads, Instagram, and Cameo. At Bryan Alvarez on X and Blue Sky. Grab a Cameo today. Back in a moment. Observer Live. Are you heading to Las Vegas for WrestleMania? If so, clear some time on the calendar because we have a lot of great events. It's our annual convention. The WrestlingObserver.com/F4W online convention in Las Vegas this year on WrestleMania weekend. April 18th, Friday, April 19th and 20th. We got special events every day. Friday will be the Dave Meltzer, Bryan Alvarez live Q&A. You can show up. We've got a meet and greet. Perhaps we'll have some merch. And you can ask us any question that you would like at the live Q&A. This will not appear as a podcast, a video podcast, audio podcast. You can only see and hear the Dave Meltzer, Bryan Alvarez Q&A if you attend live. That is April 18th at noon at the beautiful Palms Resort Casino in Las Vegas. We will also have wrestling watch parties. Have you ever wanted to watch wrestling with Dave Meltzer? 2 wrestling watch parties coming up that weekend, as well as 2 after parties. What is an after party? It's exactly what it sounds like. After WrestleMania, both nights, you'll be able to come back to a suite. I'll be there, Dave, a bunch of other friends and subscribers, and you'll get to party. We'll have alcohol, food, and more. These are the after parties after WrestleMania Night 1 and Night 2. If you want to go, you got to buy your tickets now. Tickets available for everything at f4wonline.com/Vegas. Easy. f4wonline.com/Vegas. Did I mention we're going to have a group dinner at Texas Day Brazil? It's an all-you-can-eat steakhouse, all-you-can-eat steak. I hear some of you right now, I don't eat meat. Doesn't matter. They have the best salad bar you'll ever see. Texas Day Brazil. You can grab your tickets for that meet and greet / dinner as well. Where? f4wonline.com/Vegas. See you there. Bryan Alvarez here, Wrestling Observer Live. Mike Sempervive, also of WrestlingObserver.com. So I've not seen the quarters yet, but you can probably guess. But the Smackdown show with The Rock, 1.7 million viewers, up 22%. Best audience the show has done since the USA Network Return episode. 0.51 in 18 to 49. First on all of television, up 18.6%. They went head-to-head with college basketball and the NBA. They beat college basketball. So anyway, The Rock, he was there, and you watched the show. And you know, there was a story out today about could Vince McMahon start another wrestling company? And somebody here, what did they say? The world has missed a Vince-produced wrestling show with the script getting shredded hours before a short show. Actually, we haven't missed that because it happened on Friday.
Yeah.
It was that SmackDown show. And it sucked. And then, the rating came in. And then The Rock responded on social media. And he said, "Thanks for watching the show. We got some disruptive moves coming up, so tune in. Love playing the audacious, unpredictable character known as the final boss."
Oh, God.
Toronto, I'll see you this weekend.
That was Dwayne talking then. Sorry.
At Elimination Chamber. So,
what
yeah.
What an audacious character he is.
Is that like what we're supposed to see as like a positive of, you know what we're going to do is we're going to disrupt this show. We're going to take a show that was planned and disrupt it. That's what fans really want to see in wrestling, is a show that got disrupted.
I hope the next time around he's loquacious.
I don't want the show to be disrupted. I watched a disrupted show on Friday, and it sucked. And then, of course, he had that press conference after SmackDown, and he was asked, like, what's up with you and Cody? And he said, to be able to have a storyline and two characters who are very popular, to never have to get into the ring for a match, but yet still hold this really unique, compelling, off-putting, kind of weird. He wants his soul, Rock says. What does that mean? I don't know, Dwayne, you tell me. I love it, and I love every minute of it. To never have to get into the ring for a match.
Well,
you know what I want? You know what I really want in my wrestling? I want disruption and angles that don't lead to matches. You know, it's really what that's the one thing I thought was missing in wrestling, is if I could only have disruption and angles that don't actually lead to matches I might want to see. That's what I was missing as a fan. Now, as a radio show host, I mean, that makes my life easy.
It does.
But as a fan, man, I don't know.
How do you feel about evil authority figures? How do you feel about those?
I don't care if they're good. I liked him when he was the final boss, swearing all the time on TV last year as a heel. That was great.
Do you think that's where?
But like he was leading to a match.
But here's the thing: if The Rock wants to be a part of things when he chooses to be a part of things, but he can't wrestle because of his Hollywood commitments and such, could we just see The Rock pop in every once in a while as that overwhelming figure? That because he is on the board, he will at some point remind us he's on the board.
I'll tell you what we're gonna have. I can see it already.
All right.
I can see it already. And actually, it's funny because I think they want to make me rich. So what's going to happen is Cody's going to turn down The Rock. The Rock is then going to do his Mr. McMahon character, but he can't be there all the time because he's like busy. So somebody's going to have to play the role of The Rock.
Oh, no.
Yes, Mike.
No.
Yes. Ava is going to get her big call up, and she's going to be the second-in-command boss, the heel authority figure when Rock is not around. Mark my words.
Just to torture
Mark
you.
my words.
I hope she comes up, and I hope she becomes the manager of Solo Sikoa.
This guy goes busy with what? Counting his money? I hate to tell you, but The Rock is actually busy. He just signed for another film. Like, he's not around to be here all the time. He's got stuff to do.
Is he not one of the biggest stars in Hollywood?
I mean, he is actually the biggest. Things. Yes.
Okay.
He is the biggest. So
not
anyway,
the oldest though, but Harrison Ford is playing the Hulk. Really?
I'm so excited at this where this is going here. All right. Following a recent incident. By the way, I guess we should talk.
Yeah.
I can't even believe this is gaining traction today. Okay. Conrad Thompson and Eric Bischoff made some comment about how they'd heard some rumors that Vince was looking at cameramen who had done wrestling. And, like, it suddenly became the story that Vince was going to start a new wrestling promotion. When they talked about it, they even said they didn't believe it was going to happen. Why is this a story today? Can anyone answer this for me?
The internet, that's why.
Okay, well, the internet sucks. Now, listen. I'm not going to say that it's impossible that Vince will ever try to start a wrestling promotion. Okay? I can't say it's impossible. Yeti Pot Pie is blaming our site. If you read the article on our site, it says that they said that they don't even think it's going to happen. So don't blame our site. Now, Vince, I can tell you this. He wants to start another business, another company, okay? Because he's bored. And he has told people that he wants to start some sort of entertainment company, but he did say it won't be wrestling, okay? This is what
in Nevada with what he's got going on.
This is what Vince told people. I want to start a new business, I want to start a new company, but it's not going to be a wrestling promotion. Because listen, this guy's got a lot of money, okay? But I mean, he's an idiot in a lot of ways, but he's not a complete idiot in every way. He knows you're not going to start a promotion that's going to beat WWE. You're not, okay? And even if you could, it would take a long time, and you're old, okay? So the idea of him starting a promotion, you're immediately going to be number 3. You're going to be behind AEW from the start. I mean, even if he got Fox, okay, which was like one of the rumors, who do you have on your roster? Everybody's signed up forever in WWE. Everyone's signed up forever in AEW. Who are you going to get for your promotion? It's not going to happen.
You buy the NWA from Billy Corgan.
He would be a loser. He probably would.
Smashing eggplants, pal.
I can't say he'd be number 4 behind TNA, because if he had Fox, that would mean...
No, yes, he would, Brian, because WWE's backing TNA, and there's no way.
Well, anyway, the point is, he ain't starting a wrestling promotion to be a distant 3rd or 4th. He's not, okay? Now, if he lives to be 100, and he tries some other silly idea and it fails.
How long did his mom make it?
And this fails. I mean, she made it to 101 or something like that. If you know, a bunch of stuff fails, I mean, he could go, well, there's only one thing I'm good at, and he might try. But he's not starting a wrestling promotion in...
No, what I would think what he's going to do is just take his money and fund other people doing projects, and whatever he can get off the ground and actually get onto film and maybe get sold, that's what he's going to do. It's going to be an uphill climb, but you're just going to have to kind of keep your eyes on everybody that was a part of his circle at some time or another in the wrestling business. And obviously that's how, I guess, this started, with people apparently talking to cameramen or whatever. But I think if we see more moves from, who was it, Michelle Wilson and Dan Barrios and some of those people that he had in his past, if we start seeing moves from them, okay, maybe there's going to be more to it.
I would like to think of an imaginary Vince McMahon wrestling promotion where, you know...
It doesn't exist.
Well, you know, Vince would be in charge, and then he'd hire John Laurinaitis, and he'd hire Kevin Dunn back, and I'm trying to think of who's...
Lure Bruce over?
Yeah, maybe lure Bruce. That's fine. Take him. And then Bischoff.
Yeah.
You know, he's available. Sure. Probably Foley could be the commissioner. You know, he's
I don't think Foley would do it.
He probably wouldn't, but he's been complimentary of Vince in the past.
Ooh, yes.
But I mean, who else do we got?
Hogan?
Who else do we got? Michael Hayes?
I guess Hogan's under a contract. Well, Hayes.
The problem is we got no wrestlers yet. I mean, that's kind of an issue.
The NWA guys.
Anyway, it ain't happening. Back in a moment, Observer Live.
You're clear.
I got 4 minutes out of it.
Just a quick note before this free video. If you click like and subscribe,
Get Ric Flair's retirement
I'd be
match.
very thankful.
Ric Flair? Actually,
Well,
yes.
we reviewed
Ric
SmackDown
Flair,
yesterday,
yes.
Tom, and you don't even get SmackDown. You're very, just, you know how you are.
Whatever it is, Ric Flair, yes.
What is his name, Reagan?
Super Wrestling Mega Event, main event. Hulk Hogan versus Ric Flair.
Ugh. One more time.
Yeah, that's my impression of you.
Wow.
So what are we? At least I hope you at least watch the SmackDown main event.
I watched the entire show.
Okay, because there's a lot of people that still like your review, Tom.
I went on the board and I saw like 2 people.
Yeah, do you go on? You go on Twitter?
Yeah, I do go on Twitter.
You read my
Ryan, I
emails?
would hate to say anything nasty.
I do go on
The text
Twitter.
messages? I mean,
Do you go on Twitter?
I would hate to do
Because
that
if
during
you
this
do,
kind of
yes,
break
you would have
and say
seen
something
one of
that I
the
might
greatest
regret. But I'm thinking
moments
about doing
in
it, though.
world
But thank you.
history.
So
In world
let me
history,
know
really.
World
if the
history.
mics are hot.
Frank Tate
Because if they're
walked
not, I'm
away
about to
the
shred
victor of the fight.
Are
But he
we,
walked away an even bigger winner when it comes to life. This man completed what I would say is the best high five, the best dap up in the history of the galaxy. This man had his dog. His dog. And when I say dog,
Barely a dog.
I mean D-O-G and D-A-W-G. This was a dog, baby. The dog was so proud. You can see just the elation in that dog's face. He threw that paw up. He let it hang for a few moments, and then he brought it down for the dap.
Tom's not even doing this justice. Everyone has seen a dog,
Listen.
like you put your hand out and the dog like puts his paw up to shake hands. This freaking dog goes, ah, hoppa! Like, what? That was more than a high five. I don't even know what you would even term that. He dunked. He dunked that man.
30 million views on this clip. And that is about 1/10 of what it should have. So if you haven't seen it, you deserve it. Treat yourself. Go to my Twitter. Watch Frank Tate high five his dog.
No, he did not high five his dog.
The dog high
His
fived
dog high fived him. Yes. He just wanted like a, just boom. And this dog was like, no way, brother. You knock that man out. I'm going to give you a big time dunking high five from way up high. You go high five, up high, down low, too slow. This was an up high. Guy should have pulled his hand away.
It's the best thing you've ever seen.
Man, too slow, Joe. Yeah, it was pretty good. Not going to lie. I liked it. Hope y'all enjoyed your Easter egg during the break on Twitch. You'll never get it again. We had a disaster yesterday with a windstorm. Of course, it knocked out power in, like, my neighborhood and nowhere else. I literally left and turned left, and there's power everywhere. Then I went the other way, and there's power everywhere. Then I went that way, but not at my house. But it did come back. Came back in the
It sounds
evening.
extremely isolated.
It was very isolated. It was irritating. Trees/vegetation, they said. Oh, thanks.
Now, are you the type of guy that when the power goes out or when the cable goes out or something like that, you make a timestamp of it so when it comes time to pay the bill, you get that prorated off of your bill? Are you that kind of guy?
You think I'm going to go to that trouble?
The price of electricity right now? Maybe.
All right. Following a recent incident involving Rhea Ripley is now the latest wrestler to speak out about fans. Said on social media, shouldn't have to say this, don't ever send fan mail to my house by mail or self-delivered. That is not okay. And in fact, a fan went to Rhea Ripley's house this past weekend, and they got the authorities on that person.
Should have been shot at. That's what they should have got. This is insane.
I don't know if you can shoot someone for being at someone's house. He didn't
You
go
come
in.
on my property if you warn them and they're standing there. Yes, you can.
Sounds
And
like he put it in
just
the
to me,
mailbox.
That's even too close, man. Come on. If you were under the age of 18 or something like that, okay. After that, there's a problem. And I don't really even understand autograph seekers, but I do in some ways understand that if you're a big fan of somebody or a team or that's your business, I guess so. But I just don't understand the mindset, and I never will, of rolling up to somebody at an airport with a bunch of merch or using your kid as a shield as a reason to get an autograph or to go to somebody's house. What kind of reality? That's the problem, is there's no reality that these folks live in where they understand that there are boundaries and that this is somebody's job that they're doing. And I was about to make fun of The Rock. I did in the opening about, him saying he's playing this character. Maybe this needs to be driven into some of you dummies' heads some more, because somebody is going to get seriously hurt. We've had enough of this come close with Sonya Deville and with other things. It's just insane to me. I hate it.
Carmela is gone.
Nice transition.
No longer with WWE. Well, that's the next story. What do you want me to say? She says she's going to be on a podcast later this week to provide more information.
Spilling the tea.
I wonder who that's going to be with.
Van Vliet?
It's not going to be me. I've heard nothing from Carmela.
No, well, the way
or
you
Corey
treated
Graves.
her husband, exactly.
I never said anything about Corey Graves. Actually, I did a lot, but...
Exactly.
I don't have anything
Shame
personal
on
against
you.
the guy, but golly, sometimes we got to talk...
Where do you come down on Sam Adonis?
We got to talk about business. He's been on the show.
Like him.
He's
him a lot, actually.
He's a fine fella. Takeshi will be making a title defense at Arena Mexico Friday. His first ever CMLL match will be for the never openweight title versus Angel Del Oro. On Hell de Oro.
Unless you're in WWE.
It is actually pronounced.
Angel.
Well, that's how he chooses to pronounce it. So that's actually on him. Just like Kazuchika Okada.
Oh, because
calls himself Kazuchika Okada, but everyone else gets mad about it. Now, this person reminds me when we once had Triple H on the show.
No, he wasn't on. Was he on the show?
Yeah, he was. There was that famous moment where I asked him about wieners.
Yes.
Yeah.
This guy talking about wieners.
What's funny is to this day,
Kevin Nash still won't appear on the show.
I have people bringing this up, but like the smart people figured it out the day of the show, but the idiots still never figured it out. Okay.
Oh boy.
I got Triple H was going to come on the show to plug a movie. Okay. And especially nowadays, now I'm even more amazing. You ever watch these Triple H? Hey, listen, he's in charge now, and now he does all these WWE press conferences. You ever watched any of these?
I have.
Yeah, does anyone ever ask like a serious question that gets a serious answer?
I've seen him ask serious ones a long time ago, got blown off.
They never get a serious answer ever, okay? So I knew I had this guy on the show.
Oh, boy.
And I had to find a way. Can I get some sort of answer out of this guy about something of some value whatsoever, okay? So I brought up, Hunter, I just watched an old, because we were watching Raw and Nitro from the Attitude Era. I said, man, I just watched that show where like it was you and China and Sean, and you guys were like having a barbecue, and you had like these big wieners you were waving around, and you guys were having the time of your lives. And it was so, like I was talking about how, DX just felt so real, and I was like, I can't remember how I asked the question.
I don't remember you waxing that poetic.
I did. And the question was something like, nowadays, you see a lot of people, and I basically got him to talk about how there was no freewheeling like there was back in the day. Everything was scripted and kind of like so I got a good answer out of him. And everybody else laughed because I said wiener. What you should have done is you should have listened to the question and the answer, because I got something out of him.
I think people
You
laugh
find
at the
somebody
beginning
else-
of the answer, too.
You find somebody else who's gotten a good answer out of Triple H for any question, and then you can make fun of me, okay? Go for it. No, he didn't hang up on me, but he did go, we got to talk about this movie, brother. And then I asked him some question about the movie.
Somebody in the Twitch there, like somebody who is a subscriber of the site, just go and do the search, do the work for us, be our producers on this, and find that clip, and we'll play it on the show.
I don't know about that, but
Well,
find
I
the clip
don't
if you
remember
want
there
to.
being obscenities.
Obscenities? There were no obscenities. Wiener is not an obscenity.
Well, you played
They
on the
literally
show.
were barbecuing hot dogs. He was waving a giant wiener around. How's that an obscenity? That's what actually happened. Right, Dom? Is that an obscenity? They were having a cookout. Dom's staying the heck out of this. That's what's happening.
I don't blame him.
All right. Let's see what else we've got here. We can hear Mike and Dom talking during the break, this fella says. Thank you for the update, Brandon.
Yes, but not Brian, because Brian doesn't talk to us during the break. He just turns his chair completely around as if it's the end of the Bobby Heenan
Nah, I got
show.
some stuff I'm doing right here. Oh, no. Oh, God.
What?
I just got Brandon Thurston sent out the Raw numbers. You know what that means. We should read it every week. Dave's update on the Raw ratings. You guys get mad at me because all I say is, a bunch of people watch on Max. This has to be a fight every week. You guys read what Dave writes about the Netflix numbers? Oh, my God. I think you read that and then take it out on me. I didn't write it. Goodness gracious.
Should we run through this thing?
Brandon says Ava. Nick said Nia
Wait,
Jax.
Thurston or Portsmouth?
Brandon in Portsmouth.
All right.
Nia Jax said in an interview she wants Ava to get called up to be in a similar role that she has on NXT. Yeah. Nia's going to put one over on me before all's said and done. But you know what? You're putting one over on yourself. I'll take that content.
Run, Nicholas, run.
Yeah. The storylines are preposterous. It's ridiculous. But as a character, I'd miss if Ava were no longer the GM of NXT, I wouldn't look forward to the show so much. I wouldn't.
Honestly, Ava is a GM on NXT for as much as we poke fun at it. Honestly, on that show, again, at Wrestling University with Shawn Michaels can one day come out as she's having a bad day and put his arm over her shoulder. Honestly, she's much better off there, I think.
Well, you think she's going to stay there forever?
No, but hey, maybe she should, okay? Maybe she should.
Kidding, brother. All right, let's see.
Hey, look, if she can carve out a niche and become the queen, it's not like that show's not on network TV. You know what I mean? Parlay that into a CW thing.
This person says, I live in L.A., was planning on going to Vegas for Mania this year, but after seeing the lackluster build plus how expensive it is, I will be passing, and I know I'm not the only one. If the build was more appealing and hot, I'd be grabbing tickets in no time. Well, two things. Number one, I think the bigger issue is how expensive it is.
Yeah.
Now, as far as build, dude, we are 2 months away from WrestleMania.
I think being a little hard on it.
How much do we want to do 2 months out? The whole idea is that you peak so that when everything hits its peak, it's that's WrestleMania weekend. You start trying to peak now, and it's not going to work. And listen, there have been a couple of years I didn't go to Mania, all right? There have been a few years. I can tell you several times, it's a week or two before Mania, and it's God, what was I thinking? I'd rather stay home. Not buying it, not into the show or whatever. But once I actually did skip, and I would say probably about Wednesday or Thursday of the week before WrestleMania, I deeply regretted it. And I was like, God, man, oh man, I missed out this year. I've never gone to a Mania where I left and was actually I did, but it was in New York, New Jersey, and it was transit related. But as far as the show itself, there's never been a weekend where it's I wish I hadn't gone. I always have fun. So
tell you what, though, save your money, because I can tell you as a city, I haven't been there for WrestleMania. That got screwed up when my brother got stationed overseas. We had to miss it, and then miss Undertaker and Brock Lesnar at that one. But the city of New Orleans I've been to, it's that good. It's that fun. It's that great. And as far as just being somewhere for an event, that is a lovely place to be.
Back in a moment with more Observer Live. If you love our shows and you only want the shows, you can sign up today through Apple Podcasts. Apple Podcasts carries every podcast that we produce, over 84 podcasts every single month, and you can get every one of them at a touch of a button through Apple Podcasts. The easiest way to check it out is to go to f4wonline.com/Apple. In fact, we have a free trial. Free! You pay nothing. Check it out, and if you enjoy it, the service is just $9.99 per month. And if you think about $9.99 divided by 84 podcasts, it's just pennies per day to sign up through Apple Podcasts. So check it out, f4wonline.com/Apple. That is f4wonline.com/Apple. Try your free trial today. If you love our shows and you only want the shows, you can sign up today through Apple Podcasts. Apple Podcasts carries every podcast that we produce, over 84 podcasts every single month, and you can get every one of them at a touch of a button through Apple Podcasts. The easiest way to check it out is to go to f4wonline.com/Apple. In fact, we have a free trial. Free! You pay nothing. Check it out, and if you enjoy it, the service is just $9.99 per month. And if you think about $9.99 divided by 84 podcasts, it's just pennies per day to sign up through Apple Podcasts. So check it out, f4wonline.com/Apple. That is f4wonline.com/Apple. Try your free trial today. Back at the show, Bryan Alvarez here, Wrestling Observer Live. Mike Sempervive, also of WrestlingObserver.com. I wonder if I have tickets for Mania. I should probably check that out, huh?
You might want to get on that.
Well,
but not as fast as people need to get on going to f4wonline.com/Vegas.
Mm-hmm.
Front slash, backslash, either way.
Yeah, we are going to Vegas if you want to check out our live Q&A and everything else. It's going to be fun. Live Q&A and meet and greet on Friday at noon. There's a Texas Day Brazil lunch on Saturday at noon. There's watch parties. There's after parties. There's all sorts of fun stuff. And if you want to join us, f4wonline.com/Vegas. That is f4wonline.com/Vegas. Buy your Q&A and meet and greet tickets now. Going to be a lot of fun before those are gone. That's Friday. It'll be Friday. So join the meet and greet and the Q&A.
And there's still hope, everybody, that Bryan Alvarez could be in the cluster at Joey Janela's spring break.
Doubtful. And also, if you're listening to this show on Twitch or YouTube or however you're listening to it free, we got a new subscriber deal. There's discounts on monthly and annual subscriptions. And you can go to f4wonline.com/new. That is f4wonline.com/new. Trying to get the easiest URLs I can find. Those on Byline as well. And sign up now for one of these deals because WrestleMania season is the best time to subscribe because there's so much, what did The Rock say? Disarray. Disruption. We'll report on all the disruption. F4WOnline.com/new. Your source for wrestling disruption reporting. F4WOnline.com. Where's my...
We've been disrupting things now here for 20 years.
Your source for wrestling disruption news. F4WOnline.com/new. That is F4WOnline.com/new. Sign up today. How was that?
Pretty good.
Not bad. All right, anyway, we got to talk about Raw. Logan Paul came out. Got a ton of heat. You guys want to talk luxury watches?
Oh, you're in that podcast space now, huh? Watch out. You're in that Burt Kreischer thing now going on.
This guy comes down to the ring. He's wearing a Platinum Day-Date. It's a Rolex watch. Why do I bring this up? Well, he used to be coming out wearing a white gold Patek Philippe watch.
This is pocket watching to a different degree.
There's a point of this, okay? So his Patek was a $200 and around $40,000 watch. $240,000 for this watch. White gold Patek, okay? And it's funny because, like, this is, like, not a cheap watch, okay?
No kidding.
So I used to watch the shows, like, whenever Logan came out, because it was like, if he comes out wearing his Patek, there will not be any physicality. But if he comes out without his watch on, I always knew that somebody was going to get beat up. So it was like a game I did every time. It was like, okay, no watch today. We're going to have some violence. So anyway, comes out with his white gold, his platinum Day-Date, which is a much less expensive watch. A little more now, but like when he bought it, it was like $50,000 when he first got rich or whatever. So anyway, it's like, I wonder where his white gold Patek is. Well, turns out this fella, first off, he decided, I'm not going to insure my $250,000 Patek. Amateur move.
Yeah.
Then apparently he goes to the airport and decides he's not going to wear it through security. I don't know if he put it in his bag. I don't know if he put it in the bin. But anyway, he doesn't have a $250,000 white gold Patek anymore because...
There's a retired TSA agent somewhere.
You know, there might be. I think that's what he thinks happened. He may be right for all I know. But anyway, you can wear that thing through the metal detector. Just a friendly tip for everybody. And if you can't, you spent way too much money on that watch. All right. Anyway, he came out, and then Punk came out, and they're feuding, and they're going back and forth. And essentially, Punk says he's a loudmouthed dime a dozen. And, of course, you know, Logan argues that he's not. So anyway, they had a stare down. Logan slapped him and bailed. So Logan gets a lot of heat. I don't know if they're going to do a feud. I don't think they are. I think it'll probably just be Punk eliminating the guy in Elimination Chamber or whatever. But, man, that's actually like a program that would be really good because people really like this Punk and they really hate this Logan Paul. So
we got to have at least one singles match somewhere. One. Maybe not a whole thing, but after the Elimination Chamber, maybe after WrestleMania that Monday, whatever. We're going to get one match between those two. We have to.
Then we had Ludwig Kaiser and Pete Dunne and Penta. And good match. Good match. With actually a clean finish.
And now we know why Pete Dunne was inserted into the storyline.
Yes. So ended up with Kaiser sneaking in. They did the steal the pin finish, although Kaiser did hit a move. So Kaiser pinned Dunne. And so this feud must continue. Pete Dunne, Penta, and Ludwig Kaiser. We had a Rhea Ripley promo. It's her and Io next week for the title. The day after Elimination Chamber, the winner goes to face the Women's Chamber winner at WrestleMania. And we'll talk about that later. We had New Day beating Joaquin Wilde and Cruz del Toro. And Wild ends up getting sent outside. They killed Del Toro. They won. They got new music. They stomped down the two afterwards. Dragon Lee ran down to make the save. Actually got a huge pop. But then he got beaten up as well. So now we just wait for the return of Rey Mysterio. We had a segment with Finn, Dom, Carlito, Liv, Raquel. They're all still having problems. And it is notable that Finn said, Liv, aren't you worried about Bianca and Naomi after that stunt you pulled on Jade? And Liv said, we didn't do anything. So even to her friends, she is denying that she did anything. Because, in fact, they're not the ones who attacked her. Gunther did a promo. And you know what I was waiting for? I was waiting for people to go, how come when they do this in AEW, you're angry, but you're not angry when they do it in WWE? But amazingly, nobody said that, so I think they could see the difference in what this was. Gunther comes out, and he's being all cocky. He's going to embarrass Jay. He is offered to wrestle here tonight on the show, and he has handpicked his own opponent. And it is Akira Tozawa. So Tozawa comes down to the ring. It's Gunther against Tozawa, who never wins. And, if you watch the match, it wasn't 50-50. They gave Tozawa some spots, and the fans got super into those spots. But this was still an 80-20 match, and Gunther murdered this guy. I haven't had so much fun watching a WWE match in some time. I could watch Gunther and Tozawa every week. Killed this guy. And then afterwards, he goes to destroy him afterwards, but Otis hits the ring. Otis tears off his shirt. Gunther bails. And then he comes back and beats him down, and then Jay makes a save. Everyone got a chance to yeet. I really want to see Gunther versus Otis.
I'll take it.
Really badly. We had clips of Michael Cole on Logan Paul's podcast. And they cut to Pat McAfee. And McAfee makes sure to put over that Michael Cole is the greatest of all time, the greatest to ever do it. But then, boy, does he point out how large Cole's gut was on this show. Oh. Cole was wearing a button-up shirt. It was too tight. And the buttons are straining. And, man, this McAfee was just having the time of his life. He's got the thing circling in case you can't see the buttons that are strained to the point of... Lyra and Dakota, Women's Intercontinental title. They worked hard, but it is the death babyface versus babyface match. At least they figured it out this time, and they kept it somewhat short. Lyra won. They shook hands afterwards. She retained the title. Ivy Nile then runs down, attacks both women. So for those of you that don't remember, Ivy lost to Dakota to set up this match. But now she beat up Dakota and Lyra. And later, they actually had, I forget who it was, Kathy Kelly maybe. She goes, Ivy, did you do what you did tonight because you won a shot at the Women's Intercontinental title? And I was like, well, yes, of course. She vowed to win the title. We had a great Sami Zayn pre-taped promo. Long story short, he went to Kevin's house, but Kevin wasn't there. Now he feels really bad. Like, who am I? Who are you? And anyway, this promo was great. The story is...
She follow up by asking what he and his mom talked about.
They just like, what's new?
Old times?
Yeah. So anyway, these guys are both awesome. They have found a way to make a match interesting that we've seen 3,000 times over the last 20 years. And I like it. It's one of the best things on the show. Braun Breaker and Dominic. I mean, it was a fun match, but, I mean, bro, it's the House of Torture. Judgment Day. I mean, interfere, DQ. I was dying. And it looks like Braun is going to feud with the Judgment Day. Cody came out for a promo. This bloke has no idea what's going on with The Rock. Seth comes out. He has no idea what's going on with The Rock. And they had a good promo back and forth, but, you know, it's the usual thing. Seth is dressed, I mean, he looks like Bozo the Clown out there. And then it's time to get serious, so he just takes off the sunglasses because now he's serious. But he's still wearing this clown suit. Like, all he was missing was the giant shoes and the nose. And I'm like, I can't take you seriously, dude. I just can't. And anyway, he vowed to go after the title. can someone do an intervention with this guy? I mean, it's like at least
who's going to do it? His wife? Look at what his wife
with
wears.
like Macho Man Randy Savage. It's like, okay, I believe if I saw this guy in street clothes, like Randy Poffo, he's still a maniac. He still carries a gun. He's still like a complete madman. Colby Lopez is a normal dude. He's always been a normal dude. This isn't him. And then he came out once, he did a promo, and he goes, I wear these outfits because this is the real me. And I'm like, no, it's not the real you. It's just, I can't do it, dude. I can't take him seriously in these outfits. Like,
you're not the only one, too. It's not like, okay, we're going to pour on this guy now or anything like that. But since you're pointing it out, yeah, actually, it is a little ridiculous at times, especially when you're going into something that then is supposed to be deadly serious. And it's too much.
Then we had Naomi and Bianca against Liv and Raquel for the tag team titles. And great match. This match was great. Everybody looked good. And there at the end, Raquel, it's like this funny finish they do. The rules are, if you are the illegal person, you cannot hit the legal person unless you're breaking up a pin. If you're breaking up a pin, it's okay. If you're not breaking up a pin, it's a disqualifiable offense.
I hate this.
It's so stupid. Nobody knows this rule because it's a secret rule. They never talk about it. But the finish is Naomi is going for the split-legged moonsault. Raquel, who is not legal, posts her behind the referee's back. She's in the match, but she's not legal. And then Naomi gets pinned. So they in WWE, like their language, the heels cheated to win. But like for the rest of us, it's like, that was a totally fair finish. So anyway, there was a distraction by Dom, but still the legal person hit someone else in the match, or the illegal. Whatever. Anyway, great match, new tag team champions. Back in a moment, Observer Live. If you love our shows, and you only want the shows, you can sign up today through Apple Podcasts. Apple Podcasts carries every podcast that we produce, over 84 podcasts every single month, and you can get every one of them at a touch of a button through Apple Podcasts. The easiest way to check it out is to go to f4wonline.com/Apple. In fact, we have a free trial. Free! You pay nothing. Check it out, and if you enjoy it, the service is just $9.99 per month. And if you think about $9.99 divided by 84 podcasts, it's just pennies per day to sign up through Apple Podcasts. So check it out, f4wonline.com/Apple. That is f4wonline.com/Apple. Try your free trial today. Are you heading to Las Vegas for WrestleMania? If so, clear some time on the calendar because we have a lot of great events. It's our annual convention, the WrestlingObserver.com/F4W online convention in Las Vegas this year on WrestleMania weekend. April 18th, Friday, April 19th and 20th. We got special events every day. Friday will be the Dave Meltzer, Bryan Alvarez live Q&A. You can show up. We've got a meet and greet. Perhaps we'll have some merch, and you can ask us any question that you would like at the live Q&A. This will not appear as a podcast, a video podcast, audio podcast. You can only see and hear the Dave Meltzer, Bryan Alvarez Q&A if you attend live. That is April 18th at noon at the beautiful Palms Resort Casino in Las Vegas. We will also have wrestling watch parties. Have you ever wanted to watch wrestling with Dave Meltzer? 2 wrestling watch parties coming up that weekend, as well as 2 after parties. What is an after party? It's exactly what it sounds like. After WrestleMania, both nights, you'll be able to come back to a suite. I'll be there, Dave, a bunch of other friends and subscribers, and you'll get to party. We'll have alcohol, food, and more. These are the after parties after WrestleMania Night 1 and Night 2. If you want to go, you got to buy your tickets now. Tickets available for everything at f4wonline.com/Vegas. Easy. f4wonline.com/Vegas. Did I mention we're going to have a group dinner at Texas Day Brazil? It's an all-you-can-eat steakhouse, all-you-can-eat steak. I hear some of you right now, I don't eat meat. Doesn't matter. They have the best salad bar you'll ever see. Texas Day Brazil. You can grab your tickets for that meet and greet / dinner as well. Where? f4wonline.com/Vegas. See you there. Back to the show, Bryan Alvarez here, Wrestling Observer Live. Mike Sempervive, also of WrestlingObserver.com.
Got Sunny out.
I've, not around here. I've pieced this all together. So what's going to happen is Bianca and Naomi had to lose those titles because Bianca is winning this chamber match. And she's going on to face Rhea Ripley at WrestleMania. And at some point, I don't know if she wins and this happens or she loses because this happens, but Jade is returning. She's going to take out Bianca because Bianca took her out.
I like it.
That's where we're going.
Makes sense to me.
That's what I think. So
now, what about Naomi?
Oh, she's in trouble.
Okay.
She'll be in there somehow. They'll
I don't
figure
know.
something out.
Jade coming back to kill both of them and turning them both heel actually is not the worst thing in the world for either one of them. So, great. Jade can lay out two people, so that's what you want out of her.
Could turn out they both laid her out. There's
That's
also
what
that.
I would think. Yeah.
And then Jade has to go through them one at a time. Go through Naomi first and then Bianca at WrestleMania.
I like it.
Bianca was in the ring when we heard about it, not when it happened.
Yeah, but that's
she could have
the
also enlisted somebody to do it.
Well, that's true, too, but that's
Like
the reason
Naomi.
I think you should take Naomi out first, and then, okay, you were the brains behind this. Don't put this all on Naomi. You can build that story perfectly.
Well, we got a lot coming up tonight. It'll be Mid-South Wrestling Season 6, Episode 14, my favorite show to watch every week. Yes, even more than NXT. Watch it, Brian and Vinny, tonight. We'll be on all of our platforms. You can check it out, f4wonline.com/new, or Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or YouTube, all available as well. And a lot of stuff. Check it out. Back tomorrow with more Wrestling Observer Live.